I came out of the library after pulling an all-nighter to hear that nerds took over and bullied the top 15ers so badly they had to cleanse the timeline with solo pal ads and spam. It's insane. The only believable part is that Blair was seen giving Clueless meets Urkel realness in an effort to heal the rift between our social classes because, yeah, that tracks. Geek like Gucci too, people. But apparently X is starting to lose control. Eyewitnesses report word of a faction led by Queen Blair herself storming out of X's town hall meeting after finally seeing through their veneer of selflessness. Vive la revolution! But when X first hit the scene, they were the underdog who cared about us all. But with every passing day, their thirst for power seems to be growing. Meanwhile, the only thing Blair's expanding is her circle. Sources on the inside say she and Miss Wade paid a surprise visit to a nerd freshman, Xanthi Hardwick, for purposes unknown. And long-time viewers say Xanthi ended her live stream early, fueling rumors that she and Blair are planning some sort of alliance. All will soon be revealed. But until then, I've got us some new links to browse. Stay safe out there. Your sympathy, nerd friend. Redacted. Hopefully you're all having a great day, happy holidays, and remember to support the channel. Thank you. X marks the spot. Chapter 14. The night of the masquerade, you and Zoe scrounge around in your closet, plotting your outfit and your revenge, or you're trying to, but you don't even know what your target is anymore. According to Xanthi, Persephone and Dalton will be at the masquerade, but I thought X was a finalist for Apadea. For me, Poppy, Liam, and Celine competing against Persephone too? Or is it just she completely off the rails at this point? I mean, the creepy-ass writing on your wall definitely points to the latter. Thank God campus maintenance power washed it off and changed our locks. But yeah, definitely something fishy's definitely going on here. You're gonna need a game plan, a way to get to Persephone, to X, to 9. Pugsley emerges from your walk-in, a brand new ulterior pump held delicately in his jaws, and sets it at your feet before wagging his tail. You give him a scratch, pick up the shoe, which is kind of lit. Pet or personal assistant, you can't tell. You want me to step on my enemies too, don't you? Don't you? Good boy. Zoe stares off into space, absent-mindedly ruffling the bubblegum pink chiffon dress you bought at Melons. You need to sneak someone into your masquerade, someone who can snoop out Persephone, who, while you're trying to kill it at the Apadea challenge. Zoe... Oh, you're getting down on one knee. Wow, I wonder who I trust that much. Oh, right, it's Poppy, hands down. You watch its first confusion, then horror passes across Zoe's face before she smacks your arm. Hey, you might be onto something. Ooh, better to watch your back than someone who wants to stab you in it. She makes the serial killer knife motion with one of your heels, and you faint like a lady out of old in your fluffy duvet. Seconds later, Zoe flops down next to you. So you're letting me sneak you into the masquerade, right? Duh. Together we'll, Ocean's 8 the hell out of this ball, but I call, dibs on Rihanna. The doorbell rings and your heart leaps higher than it does for DoorDash with a 10 p.m. pancake delivery during finals week. Never had that. Thank God. Felicity better be ready to explain what the actual hell's going on here. You charge to the front door, yank it open, expecting to see Felicity, but instead it's... Blair. Ian, have you lost your mind? Dean Steinhelm will have a fit if she knows you're back here. What more could she possibly do to me? Besides, after Axe's latest threat, I couldn't stand by idle. I thought it through, and well, he takes both your hands, staring deep into your eyes, and damn all the risks you feel your knees going weak. I'll be able to help you better if we don't hide it anymore. And now that I no longer work here, there is no reason to hide it. So at this point, I'm a man standing in front of a woman I treasure more than any other, telling her I'm all in with no regrets. This sounds all well and good, but the door's still wide open and a couple freshies passing by let out a muffled screams and instantly whip out their phones to live stream like shameless gossip mongers they are. Oh my God, I knew he would come. It's true love. Oh, Blair's Lee's ship still sails. I make a scene, get his ass inside. I'm gonna kiss him. You throw your arms around him, and he just has time to catch you before your lips are on his, like you're at the climax of romantic drama. Cameras be damned! Oh my god! You separate from Ian with a contented sigh, leaving him dazed and breathless as the freshies scream their heads off. Excuse me, sweeties. I need this man for myself right now. You drag him inside, shut the door, only barely muffled their squeals. Zoe's laughing her ass off as she looks at the tea. And the shippers are officially losing their mind. Damn, well played. Sorry for kind of just throwing that at you, Ian. It was definitely a surprise, but among the more pleasant ones I've experienced recently. You let out a deep breath, gathering yourself, and then turn to face him seriously. I appreciate you coming to help, but I'm gonna be honest. I barely know what you're volunteering for. And if X is really Persephone, we'll both know how hard it was for you to deal with her. Maybe only being a minion. This is a lot more. If it's true, Persephone ruined my life and never even bothered to explain why. I want an explanation. He cups your cheek, his thumb trailing against your lips. And I need to know why she's done all this to you. I can't say I'm ready for what I'll learn, but I'm determined to see this through. It's definitely weird teaming with one of my ex-professors to take down an attention-seeking college student, but low-key, squad goals. Zoe's right. This is totally crazy, but at the same time it makes complete sense. They've had your back from day one. There's no one else you trust more with what needs to get done tonight. Then let's infiltrate this masquerade and take out the skank once and for all. Language! Calm down, Captain America. But not dressed like that. You gotta have a Dia to impress. That means dressing for whatever this masquerade has in store for you. Zoe disappears in your room for a moment, then waltzes back with a heavy black garment bag slung over her shoulders, which she presents to you with a grin. Wear this stunning gown, Diamond Choice. Royal Bee! Okay. Can we hear a little commotion for the dress? This corset has me snatched. What the hell is that? What is snatched now? And the pearled curls, half updo. I saw on Pinterest would be so cute with it. Really? Whatever. Go in your camera app and take a pic for your socials. Hashtag living for this main character moment. A few moments later, Zoe and Ian are dressed to compliment you, and as you gather up by the door, you can't help grinning at both of them. Oh, probably the cutest little revenge-fueled team there ever was. I'm not sure cute is the objective or adjective I'd choose for myself, but I can't deny I do feel a little thrilled at what we're about to do. She looks like she's from the future, like that one book Choices had, and then let die because they wrote it horribly. Well, I feel cute, vengeful, and ready to slay. Literally, I might add. Let's hope that's enough to catch ourselves a ghost. The three of you arrive at the address on the invitation, slip through the doors, keeping on the sidelines as you join the crowd inside. Game face is on. We don't want to tip her off. You position the filigree metal on your mask, on your face, to secure it behind your head with attached ribbons, while Ian and Zoe do the same. I feel like Clark Kent keeping the populace from finding out I'm really Superman with a pair of glasses. And weirdly enough, it seemed to have worked. As long as no one looks closely, we're fine. And egotistical despots never look closely at anything they think is beneath them. Right. Then we better spread out and begin our search. Good luck, both of you. I'll catch up with you guys later. I need to find Felicity first. Good luck, babe. Also, we changed our hair and everything else, so, you know. They slip into the crush of the people, disappearing within moments, and you turn around keeping an eye out for... looking for someone? Oh, geez. You'd think I'd be used to that by now. She's like Batman, right? She appears, right, when you least expect her, and then disappears when you're mid-conversation. It'll come. Apodia's motto may be Vitamus Omnia, or we see all, but our foresight didn't happen overnight. They took years of studying patterns, reading subtext, observing body language, and listening to what's not being said. And tonight it'll be up to you to practice using those skills to unmask your true rival. My true rival? Wait, are you saying you want me to find X? Isn't that what you came to do, anyway? If you fail to unmask X by midnight, you'll be eliminated for good. Well, finding X will be easy. Getting the truth out of you is the real challenge. You already know X isn't one of the finalists, don't you? What the hell's going on here? She gives you a coy smile, and looks impressed at your total lack of respect for authority. Proud even. Seriously, what is even going on? You're starting to piece things together. Keep those instincts sharp, and do not for 1 second get complacent tonight, Blair. Every one of you for the whole entire season of this book were like, it's Deline. Get wrecked. Hang on. What is that? From somewhere, a clock chimes 11, and a waiter appears in front of you with a tray holding a glass and a napkin. You must follow the trail to your destination. Do not tarry, miss. Your first clue is this. You look around for Felicity, and she's gone! I told you, Batman. The waiter holds a tray closer to you, and you take the hint and grab the drink. Thanks, I needed this. I wouldn't drink it. You tip the glass back and notice a message scrawled on the paper napkin stuck to the bottom. Unsticking it, you read out your first clue. 1 is the loneliest number. Find the one who could use some company and let them know your purpose. Immediately your eyes find an old woman smiling to herself alone in the crowd. In the corner, a loudmouth yuppie leans against the wall, seemingly talking to himself at the bar. A stiff-looking man tips his drink back. Alright, Blair, if I get this right, they should give me a second clue. Question is, who actually looks lonely? Loudmouth yuppie. The man at the bar. The pleasant old lady. Man at the bar? She seems shocked. He seems cool. He's just himself, I'm assuming. Let's just go with this one. Discreetly, you approach the bar and slip onto the stool next to him. Vitamus Omnia. Without looking your way, he takes a sip of his drink unfazed, and then... And who are you who sees me? Blair Hughes. I hear you have a clue for me? Ah, Blair Hughes. The one who had to be reinstated. Gotta admit, wasn't expecting him to put your L on display like that, but here we are. And before you can say anything, he finishes his drink, flags down the bartender for a pen, in an elegant scrawl. He writes your next clue, pulling it back just before giving it to you. To err is human, but to learn from your failures and never stop fighting is Apodian. Don't make me regret this. I won't. And to prove it, buy the man another drink to celebrate and win his favor. Oh, for the love of barkeep, a scotch neat. The man looks up from his wallet as you hand your card over to the bartender. And keep him coming. As the bartender goes to retrieve the bottle, the man takes a seat. Now, how'd you know that was my drink? I can probably smell it on you. Are you kidding? Tailored suit, fresh haircut, designer watch. You're a man who likes the finer things. I've heard so much about scotch, and I've never got to have one. The bartender comes back with an expensive single malt, pours the man 3 fingers. Normally I'm not partial to ass-kissing. He raises the glass to his lips, takes a sip, savoring the way it goes down. But maybe that's because it's never been done like this. There's more where that came from. Let's save that for later. For now, I believe you're on the clock. Right. You lower your eyes to the clue he gave you. Find me on the balcony. At the least, this one's not a riddle. You rush out to the balcony, find a woman looking at the city. She turns partway towards you as you approach, clearly expecting you. Ah, Blair Hughes. I need you to dispatch with a certain loudmouth D-bang, or as I call him, my younger brother, Oberlin Briskley III. By dispatch, I hope you don't mean... Ruin his reputation, so father has no choice but to leave his company to me instead. And your next clue is all yours. Sibling rivalry mixed with old-fashioned greed. Got it. BRB. Oberlin Brinksley III. Let's see who you really are. Armed with his name, you quickly find his pic to handle, but when you tap his pseudo-artistic, full-on, pretentious profile pic, all you see is account private. I condemn you, technology! And someone wanting to be private. But, like a gift from above, just below the follow button, you see 3 magic words. Mutuals with Zoe Wade music. You glance around the room, spot Zoe keeping a watchful eye from a nearby table for subtly sidling up to her. Zoe, quick, I need your phone to ruin a man's life. It's an emergency. Again, this is the 3rd time this month. She forks over the phone, and you scroll through Oberlin's wall of photos. Zoe peers over your shoulder. Question, do you know your Rune Intensely Ackerby's on and off again boyfriend? You look up to find Oberlin leaning against the wall nearby, way too close to a girl that definitely is not Tinsley. And I said no problem, and still got the Royce. Oh, stop, you're so funny. Oh god, please hang me now. Doesn't seem very on to me. He's a professional trust fund baby who stands to gain hundreds of millions, so him being a massive asshole isn't exactly shocking. The real tea is that he sneaks money out of his family's business accounts when he thinks no one's looking. See? And sure enough, as you click through the picture story, there's a photographic evidence of him doing the steal from daddy challenge. A cheater or a thief? And what would ruin him more? Someone's got to teach this guy to watch what he posts. I mean, if he's stealing from his dad, right? That would be stealing essentially from his dad and the company. So you tap through his saved picture story, screenshotting all the evidence you can of him skimming from the accounts to pay for concerts, cars, clothes, aka the 3 C's of being a douchebag. And when you slide in the FBI's DMs, sending the shots with a quick tag for emphasis, seconds later you look up and see Oberlin frantically screaming into the phone, "What do you mean embezzlement? You're my dad!" You make your way back to the balcony, just as a woman's ending a call. That was my father. The FBI's launching an investigation in literally 6 minutes or less into my brother. He's screwed. Congratulations. She pulls out a folded slip of paper from her pocket and hands it over. Pleasure doing business with you, and since you're so good, I might have one task for you to do if you're up for it. Oh, for the love of... I mean, it's 5 points, but, you know... What do you have in mind? I don't want to leave Oberlin any chances to wiggle out of this, and since most of Father's business comes from Appedia members, if you could make him look bad in front of them, I'd be eternally grateful. Consider it done. But how? You spot Oberlin near the staircase, trash-talking Appedia and its members. Honestly, only someone with 1 foot in the grave takes themselves this seriously. I mean, masks, really? And then why are you still wearing them? And right behind him, taking shop, or talking it, with the very grave dealers he's referencing, is Felicity. Now, to make sure she catches her attention. Hey, Oberlin, what were you just saying about Appedia being a club of decrepit and pretentious? Basically that. I mean, the Latin, the paper invoice, it's all Bond-esque. And I'm talking more Bond, not those sick-ass Daniel Craig flicks. You hide a smile as Felicity stops her conversation to listen as he rambles on and on. Point blank, these boomers need to get with the times. The only thing I need to get is with your father, Mr. Brinksley. He and I are long overdue for a conversation about your manners. She grips him by the upper arm and marches him outside, and in seconds, his sister is at your side to watch his less than graceful exit. I can smell the ink drying on Dad's new will. I won't forget this, Blair. And sadly, this is what some families are like. The woman practically skips to the exit, fueled by Schadenfreude, and the mere thought of the new and inventive way she plans to spend Daddy's money, leaving you alone to read the next clue. Find me as I rise. No. Wait, it's in the even. Whew, okay. Just kidding. You hurry back to the ballroom, spot a man climbing the grand staircase, peering out at you over his shoulder. He catches your eye, and you book it his way. Hey, I know the drill. You got a task. I get it. Clue's mine. Hello, Miss Hughes. Indeed, you're correct. I have your next clue, but first... Oh, who am I kidding? This fancy stuff isn't for me. I just want to get my girl back. Oh, for the love of... I'm going to throw something. He reaches into his pocket, pulls out a sparkling engagement ring with a diamond bag, enough to start a feud. World Wars. Lucky ho. I moved for a new job, and the distance tore us apart. You've gotta help me get her back for good this time. Kinda crazy that my Apodian future depends on a whole engagement. Sure, it'd be my pleasure. Which one is she? He stretches a solemn finger towards the dance floor, where the love of his life is tearing it up with a new man. Oh, Carlos, I have never felt more alive than I do with you. She's the only woman I've ever loved. Plan a proposal that will blow her away. Get me a yes, and the clue is yours. I'm supposed to plan a proposal in like 5 minutes? Oh, for the love of... Not Carlos disappears, and your head spins with the weight of the task. You feel a tap on your shoulder, turning to find Ian offering you a cocktail. You look like you could use more than I can. I didn't mean to eavesdrop, but that sounds like quite the task you've been dealt. How do I plan a proposal in less than 15 minutes? He wants to wow her, and I don't even know where to start. Well, for the most part, marriage is committing to a person, or learning a person inside and out, and all their iterations forever. What better way to start with the journey than by proving how well you know them already? What is she like? Dancing, apparently, which she's currently doing that with a guy. Maybe I should do something flashy, to break them apart. I should make a statement, do something personal. This is her proposal, not mine. I know the perfect way to make it special. How can I help? You fill in on the plan, then go around the courtroom, convincing other Apodian members to swap partners in the next partner dance. You, Ian, and the man meet up at the edge of the dance floor, and after a couple of quick video tutorials, you give the signal, the next song comes on, and you wait for just the right opening. Here goes nothing. He launches out on the dance floor, switching partner after partner, until finally the dancer is in his arms. Terrence, what are you doing here? Correcting the biggest mistake of my life. I never should have left. Suddenly, he picks her up in a graceful lift, her gown twirling around them. Before lowering her into an elegant dip, she lets out a delighted laugh. You learned how to dance. You always used to say you didn't have time. Like I said, fixing my mistakes, and letting you go was the biggest I've ever made. I can't stand to be without you, or one more second. The entire room holds their breath as he lowers down to one knee and presents the ring. Cheryl, will you marry me? Yes. The ballroom bursts into applause as they kiss. The next to you, Ian gives you a nudge. Great job, Blair. I guess I know what's in the cards if Appodia doesn't work out. Oh, Terrence, this is everything I've dreamt of. I just wish we could start forever, right now. Oh. The honeymoon starts now. You whip out your phone and open Uberfly. Immediately an option to charter a helicopter becomes available, and you smash the confirm button. One chartered flight to LaGuardia for a pre-wedding celebration coming up. Why don't you two head up to the roof? Forever starts today. Sure enough, you hear the whipping of the helicopter blades, and Terrence looks at Cheryl and grins. Forever and ever. And we'll never forget what you did for us, Blair. The happy couple makes a break for the roof to celebrate their moment across the globe, but as he passes you, the man slips you the final clue. Report to the dance floor. Your target will be wearing a black dress, gold mask, and an onyx and gold necklace. X is on the dance floor. You're gonna need an extra set of eyes for this. You could partner with Zoe or Ian on the floor, or even Poppy, who you already see trying to find her next target. Listen, I'm dancing with Ian, okay? I don't want to dance with Poppy. You ease over to Ian and extend your hand. What do you say? Dance with me? I say I'd be delighted. You walk him out on the center of the floor and circle your hands around his neck. You peer over his shoulder, eyes peeled for Persephone. Man, for someone hell-bent on hogging all the attention online, Persephone sure knows how to be unnoticeable in real life. Something tells me that isn't exactly the type of thing she'd be happy to hear. You stifle a soft laugh against his shoulder as he elegantly guides the two of you around the floor. Think we can suss her out of insulting her loud enough? Well, considering that's been her whole game against you, Suddenly, you spot a flash of gold and onyx over Ian's shoulder. I saw something. We need to get over there without drawing attention. Spin me. Your breath catches for a second as Ian pulls you tight to his arm steadying a weight against your back. Hold on tight. His tone has gone serious, and your heart skips a beat. You let your body fall into a perfect rhythm, as with him as he spins the two of you across the floor. But as you get closer, you see the gold that was a glint of someone's mask, and the onyx was a gaudy ring, but the woman isn't wearing a necklace. Oh, never mind. Hey, don't give up hope yet. You return your eyes to his and feel a rush of butterflies at how close his face is to yours, his eyes gazing into yours steadily. We can do this, Blair. We'll pull it off together. You rest your head on his shoulder, feeling him pull a little closer comfortingly. You can't help your hopes falling a little bit more, the feeling of time ticking away at a constant pressure on you. I've gone all year without finding out who X really is. What if we come all this way and I really do lose tonight? I do understand why you feel that way. I can relate. That's exactly how I felt when I got fired. The way he guides you across the floor becomes a little slower, matching his melancholy tone. For a while, I felt like all the effort I put into getting where I was had been lost irrevocably. I felt like a failure, even saying that now feels oddly vulnerable. I'd meant to tell you, but with everything that happened, I didn't get to. But Lexi's boss offered me her job. That's incredible. But for some reason, he doesn't look excited. You see the pensive look on his face and let him gather his thoughts. Lately, I've been feeling like it may be time for a new adventure. There's so much more to do in the field than teach. I could see taking me around the world on excavations. Traveling all around the world feels like a glamorous flip side. Being locked in a classroom with a bunch of freshmen who couldn't care less. And when you're off the job, you tip your head a little closer, rubbing your nose against his. The two of us could go sightseeing around the world, natural wonders. Have you or have you not taken a personal or perusal through my newest journal of daydreams? Or I just know you so well that I know that you're dreaming about me without telling me. Whatever you decide to do, you deserve to see and learn all about the world, not to be chained behind a desk. Likewise. Even if things don't end up the way you'd like tonight, that doesn't mean it's a door closed. Esteemed members and guests, the floor is now open for our annual tango competition. Ian smiles at you, light at the back of his eyes, his body close to yours, a sturdy warmth. But until we get tonight's end, how about extending this dance a little longer? Diamond choice. By the way, you can choose Zoe, Poppy, or Ian, but for the record, I've never danced the tango. His hand finds the small of your back, the other lifting your hand until you're in the proper hold. Allow me to be your guide, then. You can't hold back a surprise smile as he leads you to the heart of the room. In Kingsley, how many surprises do you have in store? When did you learn to tango, of all things? You'd be surprised what desperate parents will try to bail out their flunking children with backstage passes, weekend treats to Paris. At the center of the dance floor, he begins guiding you in a simple step pattern. Dance lessons. I never changed anyone's grade who didn't deserve it, but that didn't mean I didn't still reap the benefits. Turns out I'd rather adept in the tango, and with the right partner, I think we can stand every chance of winning this competition. No pressure. The step pattern is slow. Slow, quick, slow. Just like that. You're already getting it. You concentrate on the steps as you glide around the room in the L-shaped pattern, and with his expert guidance, it feels almost effortless. And thus, last but not least, don't forget the tango is a sensual dance. He locks eyes on yours, and for a second you two are the only ones in the world, and then his gaze drops to your lips. But I find that most of its passion, its heat, comes from the chemistry of the dancers, not the moves. and this is also true. The other competitors weave their own patterns around the floor, and you watch as the judges write down their scores. So you're saying sensuality, what it takes to get a high score? Your fingers graze the hard muscles of his chest, and his abs were sinking lower. Ian sucks in a breath. I know a thing or two about sensuality. You know a thing or two about utterly distracting me in the middle of a competition is more like it. But you're having fun, aren't you? Suddenly, he pulls you in tight, forcing a surprised breath out of you. His eyes are dark, pupils dilated, and as he leans to murmur in your ear, you suppress a shiver. I'm having the time of my life. He pulls back slightly, tracing the line of your jaw with a fingertip before sweeping you up in his hold again. You twirl away from the judges together. You see them watching the pair of you, keenly nodding in approval. I say we pulled that off splendidly. As you sweep around the dance floor some more, you notice, take notice of the couples around you performing duplex dips and turns. Wow, you really can tell these people have, like, their own private ballrooms and everything. Well, if we're looking for a bit of flair, we could try some high-level moves to impress the judges ourselves. Just how high level are we talking? Some pivoting footwork, some spins, maybe a controlled lift. You laugh at the hint of smugness in his tone. If you want to show off, you can just tell me. Perhaps I want to show off a little bit. I'd like to win the competition. For you, of course. He bows his head, his lips brush the shell of your ear. You'll be completely safe, I promise. You lap the dance floor again, and as you near the judges, you lean in and whisper, let's go for the footwork, spin, lift. Lift, why not? Just tell me what I've got to do. Have you seen Dirty Dancing? You are not about to Patrick Swayze me. But with a mischievous glint in his eyes, he backs up to give you room to run at him. Are you sure about this? I've got you, remember? He holds his arms out, curling his fingers in to beacon. I'm ready for you, Blair Hughes. You take a breath and run. As you stride across the floor towards him, your heart threatens to beat out of your chest. A few steps from him, you jump, your weightless dancers spin across the floor, and Ian is the only one standing still. Got you. He catches you mid-air. You're flying. For a solid moment, you're flying, soaring through the air as he turns carefully beneath you. This is incredible. As he sets you back on your feet, he grins. Nobody puts Blair in a corner. Oh, I get that pun. I get it. Suddenly, you see a flash of gold on a woman's neck nearby. Your eyes snap to an answer. You see a bobbling through the crowd. I think that's X. Ian instantly grows serious, eyes scanning the ballroom. Get as close as you need to, I'll cover. I should dip. I do the dip. I think I see her. Can you dip me for a better look? It'll be subtle, but not sustainable. You only have a few seconds, if that, to identify her. I can do it. You cup his cheek in your hand, meeting his eyes for an intense moment. We can do this. He gives you a curt nod, and you put the entirety of your weight in his hands, leaning further and further back until you're almost completely in half. Tell me what you need. As the woman moves, it becomes harder and harder to see if she's wearing the determined necklace. A little left. You give yourself over to Ian's hold completely, letting him pivot you smoothly in the right direction. I see her. Blood rushes to your head, and you struggle to focus, but you just manage to make her out. Not the one. It's not Persephone. The necklace doesn't match the description. Ian pulls you up, his hand cradling the back of your neck. Well, then we try again. I'm with you. until we uncover the truth. As the music begins rising and towards a crescendo, you bring your attention back to the floor, where couples pull out their best tricks to win the last-minute points. What do you say we end this on a high note, like the champions we are? As he draws you back in the judge's direction, a smile brings one back to your face as well. Let's do something that'll make the judges remember us. Have any ideas? You know I always do. I should go in for a kiss. You twirl right in front of the judges, grabbing his face and pull him in for a passionate kiss full of fire. He grips you close, hands massaging your back, and you melt into him, lips parting for a searing swipe of his tongue. You pull back with a pleased hum and a glance at the judges, who can't tear their eyes from you. And when you look back at Ian, you see his eyes still half-masked, savoring the kiss. Didn't get enough yet? You press one more to his lips, and for good measure, breath hitching as he cradles the back of your head, keeping you there several moments longer. But finally, he lets the moment pass, finally blinking open his eyes to look at you, and you alone. You know, I could never get enough. The head judge's voice crackles through the microphone, and you and Ian turn to give your full attention. And the winners are Miss Hughes and Mr. Kingsley. I like how they just know it's him, but no surprises there, right? He wraps you in his arms, swooping down to brush a kiss along the column of your neck. With you for a partner, I knew there was no way to lose. Suddenly you see a flash of golden onyx slipping through the crowd. There she is. You take off after her, leaving the dance floor in a disarray as you weave through the crowd, X snakes through the Apodium members, trying to make a quick exit. I'm coming for you, X! You're fueled by rage and shove aside the old and young indiscriminately. Gaining on your target, she looks back and you're close enough to see the determination in her eyes. Damn you all to hell! It's her, isn't it? I like the dress. Hair, no. Don't do this to me. I'm gonna tackle her. You better not cry about this. You put everything you've got into one final dive, and your shoulder rams right into her back, sending her sprawling on the floor. Oh, damn it all to hell. Get off of me. The two of you roll around. When you kick her away and stand, you're between her and the exit. She scrambles back up, looking a lot worse for wear. The mask falls to the floor, and a curtain of fiery red hair frames a face you know too well. Only it's like you've never seen this girl before in your life. What? A sinister glare? What's your point? And a smile? What? Crybaby Celine is the culprit. God damn it, I was hoping people were wrong. Because it was too, it was too there, right? It was way too there. It was way too there. And I'm saying it. Pixelberry did shit writing. I'm saying it. It was too there. I wanted someone who was, linked to, book one. You know what I'm saying? Just piss off. What the hell, Celine? You're telling me you were X all along? You even sold out Lexi to me? I got tired of spamming the group chat with those thirst posts about Ian. If I ever get that desperate in my 30s, please shoot me. No way. This has to be some last-ditch effort to throw me off the trail. What? Did you swap outfits with Persephone to mess with me? God, you're almost as stupid as Chloe. I'm Persephone Dalton. You peer into her face, and while she no doubt found herself one hell of a plastic surgeon, you see it in her eyes she's telling the truth. Do you know how painful it is watching your desperate attempts to suss out Persephone Dalton when I was looking right in your front of you all along? You want to talk desperate? Painting your face was a nice touch, but newsflash, your plan's still gonna fail. It makes sense how jealous you are of my stratospheric rise to queendom, a feat you couldn't manage in your wildest dreams. Is that what you think this is, jealousy? She laughs at a deranged cross to the other side of the street and don't make eye contact kind of laugh. And there she is, finally, Persephone Dalton in the flesh and crazy blood. Let me tell you what this really is. It started with Liam. I was young, dumb. We're not gonna finish that. And in love, or so I thought. So I let him date me in secret, but in public. Hi, Liam. Oh, it's talking to you. No, she's not. Dude, I don't even know her. He ignored me for one of those Zeta skanks, but you know what they say, if you can't beat 'em, rush 'em. So I moved to the sorority road, I earned my letters. Finally, my standing on campus was on the rise until the chapter president called us to the foyer for chanting practice. Z-E-T to the A, Zeta, Zeta, Zeta. Out of nowhere, an insanely sharp manicured hand grabbed my lips like they were sales items at Neiman's, and I saw her, the bitch of all bitches. The next time you scream in my ear like that, I will personally rip out your vocal cords and play them like a violin. She let me go, and maybe if I'd left it alone, things would have worked out differently. But instead, I said, "Who the hell do you think you are? Starting today, your worst nightmare." I blew her off, but Poppy's a master of manipulation, and in no time she had all the Zetas on her side. My pledge task became harder and harder, but I did them all. I was fighting for Liam after all. And then came the day, the Bacchanalia, my final day as pledge, and Poppy talked the president into giving me one last task, kissing Ian Kingsley. And like a fool in love, I secretly video called the girls and went to pay him a visit during office hours. Professor, I don't know who else to turn to. They're just so mean. What the Zetas are doing to you is hazing and it's wrong. We've got to report. I couldn't let him ruin all my hard work. I needed the kiss. So I moved in closer, with 1 inch between me and my happily ever after. He just pushed me away. Miss Dalton, this is inappropriate. I'm your professor. I think you should go. So I went back to Zeta empty-handed. The Bacchanalia was in full swing. Drinks were flowing, and Ohio handed me a beer to soothe my disappointment. But as soon as I drank it, I felt queasy, and then there she was, looking as evil as ever. Just remember, Seffi, this is what happened to loser pledges who can't complete all their rush tasks. Before I could say anything, a spotlight hit me, and the president handed Poppy a mic like she was passing the torch at the Olympics, and she used it to burn me. Persephone Dalton is not worthy of being called a Zeta, but there's one role she was born to play: the human sacrifice. And then on the projector for everyone to see, they replayed the video of me being rejected by Anne. I tried to run. Where do you think you're going? Poppy, please, I should puke on Poppy's shoes. Let's be real, Poppy's a bitch. I couldn't stop it, but at least I managed to leave my mark. I mean, you're right. You disgusting mouth breather. You will never be one of us. Who would want to be one of you, seriously? I saw Liam off to the side watching, but not saying a thing. Liam, I need you. Hear that? She needs you, Liam. Oh yeah, bro, time to make a choice. Hand over your letters and go be with your girl, or stay with the Brotherhood. Dude, she's not my girl. I barely even know her. She's just a set of reject. Bottom feed are trash, and I'm an alpha after all. I doubled over, spilled a lot more of my guts, but that wasn't the end of my humiliation. Video spread. My mother thought it was best to pull me out of school and into rehab. And that's where I hatched my plan. I went under the knife. Again and again, creating a new identity so I could take Papa down, destroy Ian Kingsley, and remake Belvoir in my image. Your image was geeky and nerdy, what? Once I had everything in place, I went back to Belvoir to scout things out before setting my plan in motion. Welcome to Belvoir, Celine Montmarty. The thoroughbreds won't know what hit. You know, Miss Zoe. You know I'd never do this on purpose. As I strolled down memory lane, I overheard an argument coming from Mazetta. I should have seen this coming. The way you've been taking pages directly out of Poppy's little golden book for dictators. Hey, that's not fair. You're not the same Blair that I met on the first day of school. You are Poppy. What the hell was that whole... You're not fair. What? I kept note of you from then on, Blair Hughes, learning your origins, watching your rise to the top continue to unfold. But as you rose even higher, you proved what I suspected. You were just perpetuating the cycle of mean girls I needed to put out of pasture. You slow clap, and as the sound rings out, you realize every party guest has stepped aside, creating a ring to watch the end of this showdown. I mean, I already know all about your past with Poppy and your fondness for smelling like Udi Hidden Valley, but it was a moving speech. But I have to say, for what it's worth, congrats. Game recognizes current game, and you played a magnificent hand. But it's over now. You see, I think it's only right to point out the cracks in your story in order to keep Belvoir well informed of the truth. Because, well, you say I represent a cycle you're trying to break, but weren't you just trying to fit in to it, too? What do you mean, no? I mean, the voting contest you challenged me to proves you still only care about being popular, just like back then. Meanwhile, I had no choice in the matter. I just wanted to enjoy a peaceful senior year as a thoroughbred. That's not true. You thrive off of popularity. Admit it. It's not fair to superimpose your emotions on other people. I think your mom was right about getting you help. I'm worried about you. And I'm really sorry about what you went through as a freshman, but I didn't have it easy when I started at Belvoir either. Still, there's obviously something different about us if everyone started off accepting me and loving me the way they totally didn't to you. And, if you think about it, we also accepted you into the circle. We helped you. Unlike Poppy, who wanted to destroy you. We set out to only destroy our enemies. So your logic, for what it's all worth, is completely hogwash. You walk right up to her, put a hand on her shoulder, and giving a 1, 2, 3 slow pats, and the girl can't even say a word. I don't want to jump to conclusions, but putting the pieces together, it looks to me like you're jealous. I went from 0 to popular. And, well, you left school as a joke. The joke who, after a whole year, has still failed to ruin me. As much as I regret not being the one doing the sacrificing, it brings back fond memories seeing you in your rightful place again, Persephone. She spins towards Poppy, horror dawning on her face as she realizes everyone's watching, and then her eyes swivel to Ian, who shakes his head in disgust as he moves to stand by your side. Your crusade against me was as shallow as that. Despicable, Miss Dalton. But hella entertaining. Belvoir says keep the show going, Blair. Persephone notices the phone Zoe's holding, streaming the entire thing, and throws up her hands with a shriek. Get that out of my face! Sappy. You're finally getting the attention you dreamed of. Oof. There's a familiar tap on your shoulder, and when you turn around, a masked man hands you an Apodian envelope. Oh, hello, old friend. Sweet, sweet victory. You tear an invitation as Ian and Zoe crowd closer, and you let out a little whoop as you read the good news out loud. You are cordially invited to debut at the Oculus Ball, where you'll be tested on your knowledge of all things Apodia. Impress us, and you'll be rewarded. Fail, and your efforts will be then for nothing. But I know what to expect greatness from you. R.O. You lower your envelope to look at her, who stands, chest heaving, too busy glaring at you to notice the waiter, trying to hand her her own envelope. How dare you? Oh, I dare. See you at the finals, Persephone. You hear a rich chuckle and a glance over to see Poppy fanning herself with her own envelope, an evil smirk spreading slowly across her lips. Finals, or I'll take both of you skanks down once and for all. You didn't do shit! What the fuck do you get an envelope for? You third! Okay, you know what? I'm just done with it. I'm depressed. I'm really depressed. I rooted, I cheered, like I didn't make an official declaration, you know, of who like I thought X was, but I really hoped it wasn't that woman because, you know, I wanted everyone to be wrong and I had faith in Pixelberry, right? I was like, "No, there's no way Pixelberry would go for that again after like 4 books of doing it. No, no. Pixelberry won't do that again. Oh no, how wrong I was about Pixelberry, you know. That's all I have to say. Without further ado, thank you all for watching. Much love and appreciation. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, as I grow depressed even more so by the day of Pixelberry's lack of writing, originality, or anything else for that matter. And hopefully I'll catch you all in the next video. You know what to do, it's on the screen. Peace.